visas all the time. So that's the point, is really that it's the visa that is the privilege. Not everybody gets a visa. Many people are denied, so that's the privilege.
I mean, so I kind of see what you're saying, but I'm not entirely sure that I agree.
Well, I can't.
There are requirements for the visa, right? So for like for the F1 visa, like I had to demonstrate very specific things, and I think the primary reason why people get denied F1 visas is because F1 visa is a non-immigrant visa, right? You're meant to just use it to go to school, and when you're done with school, you're meant to leave America and go back home to your country. However, there are a lot of people who try to use F1 visa as an immigrant visa, as a stepping stone to like immigrate to America. So I had to demonstrate, one, non-immigrant intent, that I was going to go back to Nigeria after I was done with school. I had to demonstrate that I had gotten admission to an American school and I had the grades. I had to demonstrate that I had enough money to pay for like my university in America. And then I also had to pay for the visa, right? And I've never been denied an American visa in my life. I've never been denied a visa in my life from any country before. And I think that's because like I can demonstrate all of the requirements. So I don't.
And that's the privilege, and that's the privilege is that
so I wouldn't disagree that it's a privilege from the perspective of my country. Do you understand? So if it was a conversation of like, okay, are you privileged compared to other Nigerians? I would not be fighting anybody. I would agree.
Okay.
But the part that I'm not buying is this idea of it being a privilege from America to me. That's the part that I'm not buying, because I'm paying every step of the way. I paid for the visa. I met all the requirements. I paid for the schooling. I paid for everything. I followed all the regulations.
What if the requirement?
Wait. I'm still talking.
I like this ISO.
What if the requirement was?
I like this ISO.
Well, yeah. So it's a brief exchange. I know. It's a brief exchange, and then Jinx has not contributed yet. Marquise wanted to speak, and then we'll give you yours, Samilla.
So going back, Sugar, I see what you're saying, that you paid for this, but bottom line is, can you go to, I don't know, guys, name some place that we're not allowed to go study in, Iraq, Pakistan, I don't know where, Iran, okay. I can't get a visa to go to Iran to go to school, so if I could, it would be a privilege. My privilege is denied. I am not allowed to do that. So that's the bottom line. It's the visa, it's the privilege. And do you know Emeka Emenichi? Because he went to school with me, and he was from Nigeria, and he went back afterwards too.
Why would I know a random ass Nigerian who went to school with you in Strasbourg?
Why are you so hard for you to agree with her point?
Come on, Monica, don't get in.
Yeah, but I mean,
because I was joking. I'm sorry.
I know it's a joke. I know
Sugar, I was joking.
I know it's a joke. But what I'm saying is that I think the thing you're not seeing though is that, like, you know, America also misses out on something, right? If they say that this person can't come, because America is not the only option that people have. You're in competition for international students with the UK, with Canada, with like all of these other countries, right? The UK even has like a fair that they set up in Nigeria every single year in the Hilton. It's kind of like an informational fair for like people that want to go to school in the UK, right? So I mean, you are competing for the money of these international students, and if you say no,
it's only a certain number of students. It's only a certain number of students that are allowed. So really, you're competing within yourself to get into the school.
No, not really. Not really.
We restrict the number of students that are allowed.
Yeah, they restrict the number.
No. So you're forgetting that we first and foremost we write exams, right, to get into these schools. So the competition starts at the exam, and like when I wrote the SAT, I was competing against not only international students but also against American students.
And there are thousands of American students who have the highest GPA possible and still can't get into those schools.
But I outscored them, Gigi.
No, there are thousands of students that
But did they outscore me on the SATs?
They get perfect SATs, and they don't get into those universities.
Okay, but
okay, we do have a queue. It is a brief exchange. We're trying really hard to get to popcorn.
There are enough. Let me just say this, and I'll finish. There are enough students in America that score well enough to get into universities, and they do not get in because there isn't enough room. That is why. So we are allowing international students in.
That's documented. That's not up for debate.
Not documented.
Oh yes, it is documented. Yes.
Wait, hang on, Gigi, I'm not saying that they don't get in. Of course, there's people who have like great scores and they don't get in. But what I'm saying is that, like, whenever you hear these American students who don't get in talk about it, I've never once heard them say that they lost their school spot to an international student. What they tend to say is that they lost their school spot to an American student of a different race. Like, those are people that they complain about. But I've never seen American students who like didn't get to school start shouting about how international students are the ones that kept me out of school. It's always some battle between them and like people of other races from inside America.
Yes, they probably aren't even thinking about that. You're absolutely right. But the case is that there are more students that are qualified to get into universities, certain universities that are not accepted.
Sorry, Sugar Belly. Gigi's right.
Not sorry.
But I'm not disagreeing with her about
Been very patient.
Right.
And so let me just end, Monica, everybody, let me just end by saying the most important thing that my point I wanted to make was that coming to America with a student visa is a privilege. It is not a right. The end.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Thank you. Shut up.
Sorry, it's your mom you're trying to shut up, it's not me.
I'm talking to you. You don't know you take your black ass back to Nigeria, you fucking girl.
Anyway, so go back to Panama. One mic on.
Go back to
God, that's such a disgusting thing to say. It's like to me, I feel like it's just so gross when Black people speak so disparagingly about other Black people. I think it makes me sick to my stomach, especially when we're all supposed to be quote unquote in this together. So I just wanted to say that this originally started because people wanted to tell SB that she didn't even have the ability to have an opinion. Right? She didn't even have the ability to speak. Hold on, drunk BB, you're drunk all the fucking time. I mean, I can't even top you. And I love wine.
I know.
Okay? So here's my thing. All of this all started was because you guys were trying to tell Sugar Belle that she didn't have an opinion on U.S. politics because it doesn't agree with your politics. You guys do hate mongering in this room. It's exhausting. And she just was saying, I have an opinion on U.S. politics, period. I have an opinion on the U.S. And then she stumped you guys by saying that she pays more than a lot of your salaries in taxes. And then that got you guys frustrated. You guys got mad. And you guys wanted to come for her throat. No, BB, your Vicodin prescription will be there soon. Okay? So you guys decided to attack her, and then it got onto all of these different ways of how she's not a credible person to have an opinion. How many times do you guys sit in this room and have an opinion on another country? We live on this planet together, all of us. She has the right to have an opinion, especially if her money is coming to this country. What is fucking wrong with you guys? We're not talking about a vote. We're talking about an opinion. She lives in the UK. She has the right. She pays $65,000. Some of you guys won't even see $65,000 in 365 days. So let her have her fucking opinion. And that's it. I don't understand why it's causing all this. And also, the last bit I'm going to add, are we a brain drain? Yeah. For you guys saying, for you guys saying that she is not able. I am. Who is this? Who is this?
Yo, please relax
AFC,
yourself.
respectfully.
Please.
I'm sorry.
Alright, listen. Stop the fucking cooning. ASP, shut your cooning ass up. Go ahead, Jim.
Respectfully, now land here. You guys are saying like, oh, it's such a privilege for a brilliant Black woman to be able to come here to America and make her money and be more successful than a lot of you really truly are. So I want to know, are we a brain drain in this country or are we not? Because if we are, then I don't think that it was that hard for her to go to college here. Figure out what side you're on and then be committed. That's all.
Okay, so the queue is currently Marquise, Samoa, Chaos, that lady, Nathan. Unless Nathan wants to use his privilege to speak now, which he can. Otherwise...
Thank you, Tally. All right, so I'm going to go through this without, insulting or cursing or anything like that. But pretty much, Sugar, you said that you paid to come here to study to America. You said you paid for the visa. And your opinion is that you don't feel like you're being benefited. And if you're being paid, I don't know if you're being paid in Nigerian currency or an American currency, but if you're working for an American company, I can only assume that you're being paid in American currency. So if that's the case, how do you feel like you are not benefiting?
Because I'm exchanging work and work products for the money, right? I'm not getting it for free, like Jigad. So if I'm working for an American company, I'm actually doing work for them, and in exchange for that work, they're giving me money.
Okay. So how is that not a benefit?
How is that a benefit?
Yeah, she's just confusing
Marquise have the exchange. Marquise waited patiently.
Yo, Marquise, please tag me in, my nigga. I will deal with this. Please. Mutual exchange doesn't eradicate benefit.
Yeah, no, he just said it. He just said it in one word. Mutual exchange doesn't eradicate benefit.
Deliberating over this for 2 hours.
This is retarded. I didn't realize this was the conversation.
Anyway, Marquise, were you complete? Did you land?
No, well, yeah, it's a serious question because it's kind of the question that I felt was going to nail down this whole fucking back and forth between everybody about this whole conflict.
But Marquise, you're forgetting that, they were trying to argue that I don't get to have an opinion, right? And that somehow I'm gaining benefits from the U.S. government. So I guess I should be humble and grateful. But if it's just working, everybody's working. You're earning the money that you're working for. So where is the special benefit coming from?
Being able to work. Oh, Sugar Belly, don't. I mean, it's being able to
receive. It's being able to receive finances to better your life, to pay for your shit, to do things that you need to do. It's not just like they're robbing you entirely. Otherwise, everybody would be out in the streets causing chaos, saying, "What the fuck? Where's my money?"
Do you think that from your job you're getting some sort of special benefit just because you're working?
I mean, I could be. I haven't found the company I want to work with yet. I just barely got my level 3 security guard cert. So I can be employed anywhere. I can even be a freelance and get any type of work I want to get. So I can get any benefits.
King,
I was born in America.
King, I had to rescind my proposal. Cattle purchases.
Samoa.
But if that's your answer, and again, Brad, hang on, wait, give me a second. Like Brad and like everybody else, I'm not going to disparage or disregard the progress you've made to try to become more integrated with America if that's what you want to do. I respect that and I applaud you for that. But firstly, Tom, calm the fuck down. But these are just the steps that it takes to being an American, and I'm not gonna disparage or disregard it. I'm glad that you're doing it, but to say that you're not benefiting is one of the opinions you're saying that you can't have.
I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm actually, I'm really confused.
So I'll just point out a couple of things. So I think that Gigi was on a good line here. I think that if you're looking at the requirements that you said that you fulfilled as far as it being a criteria, the requirements in itself is a privilege for you to be able to meet that. If they had a requirement of only males within the age groups of this or that, you would not be eligible for that at all. You would actually be outside looking in. That's one point. The other point, I'll just defer the rest of my time to King. There you go.
Damn, Simone, I appreciate it, but I'm eating though. Fuck. My bad, man.
I am so glad. Okay, so next, if No one wants to cage.
I did. I was trying to get in there.
Oh, you did?
I said I wanted to say. Yeah, nigga.
Yeah, I'm giving them
Okay. So so you're deferring the deferment to concrete.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we reset the room? Can we reset the room? So, because I don't even know, like, Sugar, I don't know what you studied at school, or I didn't understand the work.
Hold on, man. Sugar Belly, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
If we had an identical scenario between you and America, what would it take for you to have benefited from an engagement with America? What does that actually look like? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think like if perhaps America gave me something that I didn't earn or that I didn't pay them for, or that, I didn't fulfill like a list of requirements that they set out for, right? So let's say I had come to America or something and they had said, oh wow, thank you for coming to America. Here's a free house, or here's like a free car, or here's a free something. Then yes, I would think that thing was a benefit. But all the things
in America.
No, I'm just giving an example. He's
but the example is unrealistic. He wants a realistic.
No.
It's just an example.
It's fine. I think concrete's keep going. Concrete. It's a good inquiry.
Cool.
Yeah, but I think where I'm having trouble in this conversation, right, is that it started from you don't get to talk about America, or like you shouldn't be allowed to talk about America, and I said that, but I pay American taxes, right? And then that now led to, okay, how are you able to pay American taxes? And that's where it came out that I went to school in America. But people are trying to then somehow, in order to support this position that I shouldn't be allowed to talk about America, they're trying to list things that I paid for fair and square as benefits to kind of feel like, okay, well, you got these benefits from America, so you should be humble. And I'm like, I don't have to be humble. I paid for those things fair and square.
Well, here's the thing, right?
That wasn't quite true, Concrete.
Hold on.
It's sort of an ISO between concrete and.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Concrete.
And then there's just a couple of people left in queue.
All right. So I want to just identify your concept of a benefit. And it seems like the way that you would be able to benefit is if you didn't earn it or it was given to you. I guess that's another way to say it. Didn't earn it, right? So if something was just simply given to you without you requiring any input, right, other than being yourself. Did I get that right?
Yeah, to some degree. Yeah.
I don't know.
So this seems like an idiosyncratic definition of benefit, because I can read through like the various definitions. And it doesn't say simply, well, it does. There is a definition for a gift, right? But I could say, well, yeah, like, is that, so I guess that's the one you're using.
If you can't,
but the one that we're using is that you benefit from something, or you have an advantage or a profit gained from something. That's the one that I think I would like to use, right? An advantage or profit gained from something.
I don't know.
What do you think about that definition of benefit?
Yeah, so I don't disagree with it, right? But my point is that it's not a profit scenario to me. So if I'm giving an equivalent exchange, right? So if you're telling me that we're selling you education and in exchange for this amount of money, we're going to give you this amount of education, and I pay the amount of money and I get that amount of education, it's not a profit. Like I got it's basically a break even. I'm getting the exact value for it, right? Same thing with the working. I'm providing like a service, or I'm providing, work products, and then I'm being compensated for that.
The profit comes because you're utilizing or you're gaining that education as a means to an end. It's not for the sake of the education, right? Because if it were the sake of the education, you pay $200, you get $200,000 worth of education. But actually, what you did was you established or increased your employment value. That was the means. That was the end that you desired, right? It wasn't. I mean, unless I got this wrong, and I can easily figure it out.
Oh, cool.
Is if you work in the industry that you were educated in. Do you work in the industry or adjacent to the education that you achieved?
So I would say adjacent, not directly the industry, but adjacent. Yeah.
I think adjacent is good enough, because like you can get a degree in psychology, you can work in law, and that psychology degree is not directly legal degree, but it's beneficial in a legal capacity, right? People actually look for, like, even in investing, people look for physicists. They look for mathematicians. These aren't investment disciplines, but they are definitely beneficial to investment firms. So adjacent's good enough, in my opinion, right? Now, do you agree that adjacent would be good enough for it to be beneficial to you, that education?
What I don't agree is that it's a profit scenario. Like, you get, like, so based on...
Are you doing this for free? Do you work for free?
No, but that's what I'm trying to
So you have a return on your investment, or you have a salary or
excuse
income,
me.
right?
What I'm saying is that my salary is directly exchanged for work product. Do you get? So, it's not as though like I went to school for something, and then just because I went to school for something, now I receive a salary.
Wait, are you saying you work on commission or something?
No, I'm saying that I'm doing work. Like, do you understand? Like, I'm not.
Yeah, but is that work
doing?
No, like, can I go on the
game? But I'm gonna just land with this real quick. Because we understand the causal chain of events that are included in the fact that you're employed, we know that the education plays a part in your income, and we know that that income is greater than what you paid for your education. Therefore, you have received a benefit above and beyond what you've put in.
I'm sorry, that doesn't make any sense. I get paid for the actual work that I do. If I don't do that work, I won't get paid just because I have the education.
Job without the education. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is that I would not get paid.
Look, so it's a direct consequence.
I would not get paid for nothing.
She's dug her heels in. She's dug her heels in.
Well, no, I know that. We know that. But I just want to, I think I've just established. One second, I'm just land with this real quick.
Yes, okay.
Thank you, my Negro's friend. So the whole point is, there's a direct result of your education that you got this job, and that job employed. They would have never entertained you. They would have, even if you were capable or beyond capable of doing.
To consider you for the job.
1 second, come on, sugar buddy. They wouldn't have entertained you had you not gotten a degree. It's also probabilistic that they wouldn't have entertained you had you not gotten your degree from a particular school.
Like, listen.
So like, we understand that there are certain. All right, come on, sugar brother. You're stepping on my words because it's like, I understand. So we understand that certain industries have certain schools that they utilize as feeders, right? We know that those are the top schools for finance. Harvard, Yale, Princeton. When a company is hiring in the finance department or any associated place, they're going to go to those schools first. And they're going to try to fill all their positions at those schools. And then they're going to go to secondary, tertiary schools. So we know that there's a strong possibility that not only is it your education, but the school you went to. And that wouldn't have happened if you went to school in Nigeria. Why? Because they don't have the equal reputation. They don't have the equal name recognition. It was the same thing as reputation. So, yeah, come on, sugar, but it is a bad argument.
I'm sorry, but like, this is so weird. The only thing that your education really gets you is being considered for the job, right? But in order for you to get employed for the job, you have to demonstrate that you can do the job. And then also, furthermore, for you to get paid, right, for the job, you have to actually do the job and produce the work product. Like, nobody is going to say that if you're not working, oh, but this person went to so and so school, so let's just pay them their salary because, they went to this school. You have to produce.
Okay, I think Chaos is probably going to back you up. Are you ready, Chaos?
No, I was not going to back her up on that point, but my whole perspective was this. Like, I think this is, again, I'm challenging this to, like, the room. Most people, like, who are international students, they score higher in SATs and GREs than an American student for getting into the same university. The whole idea that American students who have a perfect score are not let in because of international students is just like a cope story that you guys tell yourself, because of the fact that, like, American students actually get in with a lot less, like, credentials than international students coming in. And again, that's the high bar that international students have to clear. Saying that, like, the perfect score can't get in, like, you guys are competing with your own. It has nothing to do with international students coming in. On a raw data aspect, on average, international students, like, beat out American students in standardized tests. That's just the way it is. You can look at it and then say how bad it is that Americans are doing on testing basis, but that's just, like, blatantly how the data is, and you guys can't just say that international students are like stealing away American spots. Because that's not how it goes.
I don't think they're stealing away the spots. I think that there are more people that could get in. That not necessarily that they're stealing them, but there are enough American citizens that could go to those schools that have received the grades and SAT scores or whatever. And I also think that, let's see, for the, forget it. That's the point. America's huge. There's so many people.
I know.
Of course there are enough people.
But the thing is this, Gigi. Let's take one American student who didn't get in, and then someone got in.
Wait. Let me just. This is my point. Wait. The point is that Sugar was saying that they're letting in international students because they'll get more money. So
That is also true.
So yes, they will get. That is true. Exactly. So they will get more money.
What's the argument? What's the argument here?
So the argument is that is taking away places from other students.
How so?
That could have gone.
So are you telling me that there's a cap on number of? There's a class size cap, I think.
There's a cap. There's a cap on visas.
No, most of F1 visas.
Wait, Sugar Billy, wait.
Chaos.
Sugar Billy, wait.
One with Gigi, and then there's
Gigi,
more.
do you know, is there a cap on F1 visas?
Yes.
No? There's not.
Yeah, Gigi, there's not
a cap
visa
on F1 visas. So here's the thing. Let me tell you this.
Then that's my mistake. I will go look that up.
Okay. All right, go look it up. So here's the thing. You're operating on faulty assumptions. You're making a point that doesn't hold water. And I want you guys to be like, this is the fact that Americans have to come into like, you guys have to like come to realization on this. There is a lot that American universities has to offer, and not a lot of American students can keep up the bar that international students can come in and clear. You guys can't. And that's the sad part of life. And you guys have to come and realize that instead of complaining about the fact that, oh, like they're taking away American student spots. Not the way it is.
Sorry, Gigi. So like, there's a cap on H1B, but not on F1, right? And these two visas do two completely different things. F1 is a non-immigrant visa. You're not meant to immigrate off F1. You just go to school and you come right back. And that's the reason why it's not capped. It's like saying there's a cap on B1, B2 visas. There's no cap on B1, B2 because it's a tourist visa. You come to America, you see the Statue of Liberty, you go shopping on, Rodeo Drive, and then you go back home to your country. So there's really no cap. Yeah, but this whole thing is one of the strangest conversations I've ever had. I find it really strange because it's like, I didn't know that Americans thought that by having a job, like they're enjoying some sort of benefit. Like I do not know like this was a popular opinion or a popular position. It's very weird to me, but hey.
And I think that that's the main thing, Sugar, is that you see it totally different than some of us do.
I understand that Chaos had a brief exchange with you, Gigi, but there were other people in the queue.
I'm sorry, I'll be quiet. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Monica, who I don't see on stage.
And yes, I did look it up. You are right that for F1, and that's kind of shocking. There is no limit.
So we're actually on.
Okay, thank you. I acknowledge. What the fuck is that?
A raccoon. It's scary white.
Okay.
Go on, Huey.
I acknowledge that. Actually, these black wannabes.
It's big.
Okay, so I acknowledge that, I may have come late to the party for this particular discussion. I'm only interested in the semantic distinctions between benefits and privileges. And unfortunately, the reality is, as foreign as it is both a benefit and a privilege to be able to go and school and study in the US, whether we like it or not now. The other, discussion that's about to happen that Chaos has introduced
I'm sure is going to take us down a different path, and I'm not particularly interested in that, but I'm interested in elucidating why it's a benefit, right? Just because there's a mutual value exchange in any given interaction or dynamic doesn't necessarily stop it from being a benefit to one of the parties, more of the parties, or both of the parties, right? Benefits can go both ways. Privileges, though, are typically sort of dispensed by a granting body of some kind, which infers that the body itself has the power to grant said privileges. In this case, it's the United States. Being able to get a visa and enter the United States and participate in the U.S. culture of economics, socially, to be able to buy goods and services from the U.S. as opposed to from abroad, and all of these things. These things are privileges that one is granted once they're given the visa, and they're granted by the governing body. It's just a simple matter of fact. There didn't need to be so much debate about whether or not it's a privilege or benefit. As it pertains to the argument, though, I think better arguments could have been made as to why people get to speak on certain things. I do disagree with the idea that because you are a beneficiary of the U.S., therefore you don't have the right to speak, or because you're not part of the U.S. culture, you don't have a right to speak. And I think those are bad arguments in general, but I think the counter arguments have been unfortunately just as bad, right? Just because you pay taxes in a country, it doesn't mean that you're not benefiting from that country. It's a multivariate approach as well. It's not just the education that you're getting in exchange for your cash that's the benefit. It's the benefit of getting that education in the broader context of the U.S. system, right? A system that allows for probably a safer living circumstance than whatever countries we tend to come from, particularly if you're from the African continent. A system that allows for better quality of life overall. Now, if it's a worse quality of life, that's poor decision making on our part, but it's really not a complex argument, and that's all I wanted to say. So.
Can I just speak to you for I would like to pick your brain for a minute or two. Is that
okay? The last person in queue.
Oh, so there's no ISO with me.
No, I'm saying
what kind of bias is this?
Oh my God, have your ISO with Huey. Some of us would do other things if we were isolated with Huey, but whatever. And after that, we'll go to Dewey.
Yeah.
Huey's not Huey.
Can
I respond to
yes.
Huey?
Yes, go on.
Okay. So, first of all, I would love to establish the fact that literally humans are social beings or social animals, right? So one thing is, what you can't stop or what you can't plant your ignorance in is the fact that there will always be movement of people and interactions between societies, right? Whether they be within a particular geographical location or not, right? So that's one given. Secondly, I'd like to ask a rhetorical question, right? So when you go to get groceries and you pay for your groceries, right? And you get, let's say you go to an electronic shop and you go to get a television. And when you pay for the TV, do you see that trade as a benefit, or do you see that as a benefit and privilege, or just an exchange of values? So one thing you should also know is when somebody walks into a place and pays for a service and lives there, that human being, being a social being, does not just receive but also gives to the external environment. So there is exchange of values. For example, I think I heard Sugar Belly say something like she had really high scores, right? And one thing about attracting that, very bright minds to your society is there's a trickle down effect of knowledge, right? And when this is repeated right? Not just twice, but more than twice, again and again, what you discover is that
We're losing track of the question. I'm sorry.
I am actually explaining, like, you need to think to understand what I'm saying, right? So, and when that gets really big,
I don't think it's our thought processes or the problem.
Okay, thank you, Monica. This is between Leon and Huey.
Yeah. So, and once the population of people, let's say bright minds, starts to increase in a society, after a moment, what you notice is that society tends to grow and become more informed and intelligent, right? So the exchange of money in this term, like fees and money paid for tuition and all of that, and after fulfilling all the requirements for a degree, right? Because you are in a social society, right? It is your choice to either exchange ideas if you think that will benefit you and the society where you have maybe lived and schooled, or not. But I need people to look at the flip side. So what I've been in the gulag and I've been listening to what I would like to describe as a linear conversation, and it was shocking to me that when somebody literally says that I have been to school, I have studied, and I have come out tops in my class, right? The fact that I have chosen to shift or to change my location does not guarantee the recipient of my presence, right, the advantage of a privilege. So that's, if I'm paying for the school fees, if I'm paying my fees, and if I'm scoring really high in my exams, you're not giving me any benefit, literally. It's an exchange.
But you are
and you
being
can't,
accepted.
no, I'm being accepted because I have fulfilled the requirements.
Not
Right?
because they selected you.
No, it wasn't selection, right?
Well, there's a million applicants.
Give it back and forth with Huey.
No, that's not a back and forth with Huey. That was a high school.
Go ahead. That was a monologue. Go ahead and wrap up.
Hey, don't agree with me, Monica.
To you, Leon.
Yeah, that was a monologue. I didn't even hear Huey talk. Huey,
Leon, go ahead and wrap it up so Huey can respond.
I want to, but I don't have to say something.
Yeah, you can go ahead and respond. That's fine.
I can voice will help him out.
Huey doesn't even know the question you asked. And you asked it 5 minutes ago, and you didn't
Listen, Tone.
Discourage new speakers.
Go
ahead, Huey.
Come on, Huey.
Okay, my general response is going to be, I think what I'm recognizing here is that one side doesn't seem to feel like benefits and privileges can be earned. And I think people are making the general argument, the loose argument, that if I did something to earn this, therefore it's not a privilege or a benefit, it's some kind of entitlement or right. And I don't necessarily think that we're going to be able to reconcile or agree on that. I think that's what I'm hearing at the crux of this argument. I'm of the belief that just because you earn something, it doesn't take away its status as a privilege or benefit per se. And just because there's requirements of a university in terms of testing, scoring, and all of that, that you're capable of meeting, it doesn't make it any less of a privilege to be able to attend that university and participate in the campus culture of that university, to have access to the lecturers. These are still benefits, whether you like it or not. Now, whether or not you feel like you are also providing benefits that go the other way is a separate discussion, but that doesn't stop the reality that you are getting benefits of the degree, you are getting benefits of the education, you are.
So.
Wait, what happened? Sorry, I was making coffee and then I was just
Raffle kicked out Alan Watts. He's the mentally ill schizophrenic who streams everything on YouTube. He lives in his mother's.
Oh no! This guy is okay. He's chill. This guy is Adrian Dittman.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I used to think this guy was bad, but he's not.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Roger Ratnam, for that awesome introduction.
Hey man, I used to think the same thing about you until I heard you speak for a little bit longer. So Oh, he's a weird guy. I love.
Yeah, Roger Notnam just doesn't like it because he's always talking, and claims that I have
He's
schizophrenia.
very socially aware. He understands culture to a degree that most people don't.
Why did you in that room last night? I was in there listening to your Alan Watts thing, and then you just ended the room, Dick.
Because sometimes, I do things like, I didn't even know you were listening, Dick. How are things going with your imaginary Jewish girlfriend, Al? And how is your AI schizophrenia going?
AI, well, I wouldn't call it schizophrenia. I'd call it more autism. I'm not like paranoid. I'm very pro AI, and I'm no longer talking to the girls. Thanks for asking, though. It might be leave. You're all guy. Oh shit.
That American students don't fulfill the same exact requirements? That is not your point.
Okay, well, I can tell you that a lot might be held in the last half of the sentence, and if we could allow Leon to get there, that would probably be informative.
What?
Go on, Leon.
So I feel like I started with an argument, right? I started with a point, and literally, like in linguistics, the beginning of an argument contains a topic sentence. But it's funny how the topic sentence of my previous argument was actually ignored, right? And a lot of times, I feel like there's a linear direction to where this argument is going, and people are deliberately refusing, literally, to look on the other side, right? So, and it's not a healthy conversation, because if you want this to be healthy, you need to look at, when you go to a market to get oranges, you're paying for the value of the oranges. However, the one who sells the oranges needs to sell the oranges, right? Because it's actually bringing value also to the seller, right? So that's what they call social interaction and economics. But I don't know if anyone has
Yeah, no, I agree, but I agree, and I feel like I contended with that by pointing out that a dynamic can be mutually beneficial, but you're not stripping away the benefit discussion, though.
Okay, so Huey, if you agree, then how come nobody said it? Like, people were literally siding with Brad when Brad said there was no benefit. Like you get, there's clearly a payment differential.
No, we have to listen to Huey's second part of his sentence.
I'm asking Huey to address it. Like, you get.
Okay, let me address it. Let me address it. So if Brad is willing to repeat what he meant by that, then I think that would be better that way. But I'm going to assume what he's ultimately talking about is that in comparison to your individual contribution you make to a large institution like a university, there's practically no benefit. It's probably an accounting or rounding error that you're versus the thousands and thousands of students that they get to intake. Like I never said. I'm not saying this is what Brad is saying. I'm saying how I'm interpreting it. But he's more than welcome to clarify, right? Because only he can speak to what he meant, right? And so. No, it's fine. It makes no difference.
All right. So Sugar Belly is obsessed. One second.
What is the main thesis we are arguing about?
One second, sir. One second. I'm trying not to miss my thought, if you don't mind. So Sugar Belly is obsessed with the idea that because she paid 3 times the amount of money to get into the club, that I'm benefiting when I paid 1 times to get into the club, or I got comped to get into the club. No, nigga, the club benefits. I am a patron just like you. We're both patrons. We're both putting money into the hands of the university. I don't know what's up with this obsession that you're subsidizing my entry. They are charging $7,000 a bottle. They are making hand over fist. They don't need your money. They don't need my money. Why? Because they have an unlimited supply of demand. Unlimited supply of demand, which is why it's so prestigious, which is why it's so sought after, which is why if you weren't here, it would be another Nigerian paying 3 times, 4 times the
1,000%. You will always be a threat if you keep doing that. Yeah, 1,000%.
When we get back to the topic real quick, since this woman can interrupt me every time I grab the mic, since she wants to be a moderator, can you let her articulate the relationship?
No. She doesn't know what it means, bro. Well, that's why I moved on. She doesn't know what it means. I gave her an opportunity to Google it. She doesn't know what it means. All right. So
where's James? Because I wanted to say, like, so based on what Trump wants to do with the region, essentially, how is that a bad idea? Because I mean, what else can you do to make people? How will what Trump's doing stop Israelis from invading their land? How is that question?
Yeah.
How is moving?
No, I'm asking James. Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around, like, to help you guys understand why this bigger picture of things seems to be the only solution, so that history is not repeated, or to try and do something different than we've ever done before. Because
let me ask you this question. Let me ask you. It has been done before. The Nazis did it.
There's never been peace.
The Nazis have done it. There has never been. Where has there been peace in Europe?
I thought we were talking about the Middle East. We were talking about...
but I'm saying, I mean, that's like utopia, right? Like, I mean, where is it always peaceful?
Well, I'm saying
nowhere.
I thought we were just talking about the Middle East.
Why should the Middle East be any different?
The Middle East
the way I see it, if we continue down the current path, right, there's not going to be a Gaza. There's just going to be nothing. There is going to be an Israeli taking over land, and then you're going to be mad about an expanded land. And if that happens, then it's like it's a big problem. We don't want that. We don't want to allow that. The only thing that we can think is that the referee needs to come in and throw a yellow flag.
James, let me ask you a question. Okay, so how about this? What about if Trump said this, right? I'm just curious to the Trump supporters in the room, right? To how you respond to this. What about if Trump said, while the Palestinians are getting their land built, we're going to mass evacuate all Israelis and we're going to bring them to neighboring countries until Gaza is complete? How would Jewish people and Israelis feel about that?
If you're saying that Israel was in the same position and they were being hunkered down and bombed, and we were taking a neutral position to not get involved,
they're the ones.
If the roles are reversed in Gaza,
hold on.
Well, let's.
Hold on. They're the.
What are you doing?
The bomb. Give me 1 second. I'm clarifying. They're the ones that's doing the bombing, right, over the last year, right? So, what about if Trump said, "Yo, listen, we're gonna build up Palestine. We're gonna the same thing that Jared Kushner said about the real estate values and everything, right? Same thing Trump said about the real estate values and everything. What about if Trump said to listen to every Israeli, okay? We're gonna make this so safe as this construction is going on. We're gonna mass, evacuate all Israelis, and we're going to bring them to Appalachia for safety." How would you feel about that?
All right, so let's say the roles are reversed, and that it was a country called Palestine, and that Gaza was Israel, and it's full of Jews. And instead of it being Palestinians, Gaza is a Jewish little sector inside of a country called Palestine. If it was the exact same situation, then our position would be the exact same, that yes, they should be evacuated out of Gaza, and it would be rebuilt. The problem is, if it was flipped, it would be nearly impossible to do it in reverse. This is the option that is the best one, and it's the one that brings peace to the Middle East. The Saudis would lead it, the UAE.
Why is it impossible to do it in reverse? Yeah.
Wait,
Because if there was the reverse, and there was a country called Palestine that existed, and a little sector of Gaza was Israel, and we had the idea that we were going to remove the Jews to rebuild Gaza, that would be impossible. They would never let those Jews come back. The fact is that America will ensure that these Palestinians come back, and the Middle Easterners will ensure that these Palestinians come back.
Well,
Israel has no real say in if Palestine comes back or not.
America would ensure that the Jews come back.
No. It's completely different because that would be a world that would still be surrounded by the Arab Muslim world, and in that world, they would not be welcoming to the idea of rebuilding a Gaza.
The question is not what would happen.
Well, you wanted hypotheticals. We went into the hypothetical, and I played along.
But you're not staying within the framework of the question. Why can't
I completely did. It doesn't matter where they resettled at. These Gaza Jews were resettled in Europe, or if they were resettled in Africa. The whole point is it's the exact same situation. We just reverse the roles, and the position would still be the same. The only difference is that their resettlement back to Gaza would be 100 times harder.
Why?
Because it's the Muslim world.
Huh? But America's backing it.
You ain't making no sense, man.
It's completely different. It's not just America backing Palestine. There's the
Hold on.
The Muslim world backed Palestine.
Hold on. See, and James, James is always welcome here. James has different perspectives, right? And he brings different things to the conversation. So shout out to that. But James, I think your Jewish side is speaking, brother. Like it's almost like inconceivable for you to imagine the other way around. It's you have a blockade whenever.
I played along exactly with under the conditions you gave in this hypothetical.
No, you didn't, bro. You didn't.
No, I did. I did.
You don't even hear it. You don't even hear it. Maybe Pepe would, because Pepe's not Jewish, right?
You just didn't like that your hypothetical didn't make much sense, and I'm sorry, but it's okay.
It did, bro. It did. You just don't hear it. You don't, and that's okay, right? So if you ask me a question about, Black people, or Haitians, or Native Americans, Mexicans, and if I happen to be one of those in those categories, right? Yeah, my bias sometimes will, speak out. And yours spoke out. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just confused on where my bias was exampled at there. I mean, you said that would it be Nazis for us to remove the Jews to rebuild it if they were in a Gaza-like situation? And the answer is no, it would not be. The only difference is there would be Nazis that would be surrounding the place when we would try to resettle the Jews back into this hypothetical Gaza Jew land. Instead of Palestine Gaza, it would be Jew Gaza. That's the hypothetical you gave. So I went along with that. The ideology that you put forth, and it comes out at the end that this is the solution best for not just Palestine, but the Middle East entirely.
I'm saying that it's the Israelis that's doing the bombing on the Palestinians.
You're not.
Yes, and in the reverse hypothetical, it would be the Palestinians bombing the Israelis in Gaza.
Hold on. And I know you're trolling right now, right? And that's okay in most rooms, but not this one specifically.
You reversed it. You're the one who reversed the roles hypothetically. And in that hypothetical, that would be Palestinians bombing Gaza, and that would be the Israeli Gazans that would be being bombed. So we would see the roles reversed.
He didn't know. All he said was remove that the Israelis would. He didn't bring in the hypothetical.
Remove them for no reason. So we just go in for no reason at all and tell Israelis we're removing.
So that the area can be rebuilt for the Palestinians. If the Israelis were going to be removed, right, the United States, with its power, was going to remove the Israelis so that the area can be rebuilt with the intent to...
so you're saying we should go in and start firefights with Israelis over their land and just turn them into a hostile country?
I mean, you're getting to, I think, what he was raising.
You're comparing a humanitarian evacuation to rebuild an entire city area to what you're saying is an invasion on what we want to take over Israel and re-give it to somebody else.
No. I'm saying we're going to eliminate the people that's literally doing the bombing and murders, right? Like the Israeli settlers, right? They're literally going in, they're looting, they're stealing people's property, they're raping, they're killing people. If we eliminate them, right, by, migrating them to somewhere safe, like West Virginia, right, or Alaska, where they can be more acclimated to, right? And they'll be safe. They can, maybe they can say, hey, we were promised this land from West Virginia, from our ancestors, right? Because they wanted to live there. And that actually might be true, right? Because in the 1400s, there were many Jewish persons making new towns, settling all over the United States, right? So they can literally say that, right? So while the building of Gaza is happening, maybe that, that evacuation of Israelis, like the Israeli settlers, because I'm sure there's many, hundreds of thousands of Jewish people that happen to be Israelis in Israel that don't support what their government is doing, and that could literally stay in Israel without wanting to harm or disrespect a Palestinian based off the fact, based off their religion. You know what I mean? So those people could stay, but like for the ones that are like Ben Gvir, Smotrich, etc., and the Israeli settlers, the problematic ones, the ones that want to cause chaos and murder, those people, they can go to West Virginia. West Virginia has so much land. We can make, we can literally make West Virginia a home for the settlers. Is anybody from West Virginia in the room?
I'm pretty sure most of us tuned out because when you get to hypotheticals, it's just very boring.
It was like too far deep of a. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody from West Virginia in the room? Why can't West Virginia be a home for the Israeli settlers? Why can't we have these people safe in West Virginia?
Yeah, I don't want Israelis or Palestinians in West Virginia. No, thank you. Sorry, Lonzo.
Why not?
West Virginia is the scariest place I ever been to. I was like, I swear to God, if this car breaks down, I'm gonna walk to South Carolina. I'm gonna ask anybody for help over here.
Yeah, but the safety, right? They'll have they'll have their own police departments.
I don't give a shit about their safety. I give a shit about America and America's safety as a republic. And inviting a bunch of foreigners who love to kill each other in mass is not a good idea.
We can make them refugees. We could make.
No, I don't believe in the refugee programs. Remove it.
What the fuck are you
Wait, why not?
Lonzo?
Because the refugee program is exactly what has funded billions and billions of dollars into terrorism, into dictatorships, into the Middle East stability.
Should Israelis be, given the refugee access to America? Because they're wait, why? Why? I mean, that's your people. Why would they fucking?
No. I'm not sure where you're getting that from. I'm not sure why you think that's my people. I was born here in the United States. My people.
No, yeah,
I'm an American. Jewish is a second part. Whoa, that's down on the list. I'm an American of this republic first.
I ain't never been a Jewish person he's he definitely has different views, but he does ultimately, and rightfully so, I guess, right? He does have allegiance to, his people.
No, I have allegiance to, yes, my people being the Republic of the United States of America, 100%, and the citizens of that republic.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, let me ask you a question real quick.
And that means if we went to war with Israel and I was drafted to go to that war, I would take up arms and I would shoot Israelis in their fucking face.
Wait,
what? Did you grow up culturally Jewish?
He lives in America. What do you mean? He's proud to be an American. What's wrong with that?
Hold on, no. This is actually curious though. This is curious. I know what Lux is going. So, Jay, did you grow Are you Jewish by faith? Do you acknowledge a religion?
I'm Jewish in all three directions, all three ways. Culturally, faith.
This is some agent. I don't believe nothing he's saying.
Why? Because he sounds like you guys said too simplistic.
No, I don't believe it.
He makes a lot of sense.
You don't believe it because what you've done is you've adopted an ideology that is not of the republic. You have forgotten that you are a citizen, and you need to remember.
No, I literally do business with Jews. I have friends. I am extremely knowledgeable.
You do business with left-wing loyalists to different countries.
Let me finish. I am extreme. I understand the culture very strongly. You know what I'm saying?
And I know people like you will be completely ostracized with that view. So when I hear you say that you are culturally Jewish, you're religiously Jewish, and on top of that, you're ethnically Jewish, I know you would be ostracized from your community for saying the things that you're saying now. So something's not adding up.
Yeah, I don't have to be welcome, and I'm not welcome, and that's completely fine. If my Star-Spangled Banner makes me not welcome in their community, then as far as I'm concerned, they're not Jewish at all, and their entire structure's a lie. So fuck.
Right. So James, so if I'm
and you will find, if you find me on stage with Jews, that they will say, "You're not real. You love America too much," and I don't really give a shit what their opinion is.
Okay, so wait, so your Jewish friends on this app don't love America as much as you?
Yeah, 100%.
Really? Tell us more about that.
Well, I would say that there's not just Jews, but there's also a Catholic ideology on the app that I would say is a foreign loyalty to different countries, and that is a big problem for the republic and the structure that we exist in, which, as much as some people don't like it, is a secular republic that has one goal, to be a republic. So if you have loyalty to the Vatican or to Israel or to some foreign country, Somaliland, Nigeria, then you are, by definition, not compatible as a citizen.
I think Lonzo's on the phone. I mean,
is he not cooking, bro?
No, because I don't believe him. There's something, it's just not adding up. There's something that's not, it's not meshing.
I'm not gonna lie, he's had the same rhetoric for about 4 years on this.
4 years, same thing.
That may be true.
Same exact rhetoric. No different. I don't see any deviation in his rhetoric.
Wait, so
I also ran for Congress in this exact same functioning way.
No, yeah, but what I'm saying is, even if your rhetoric is true, I'm saying there's an information gap somewhere. I don't know what that information gap is. It could be maybe you aren't actually Jewish. It could be maybe you are Jewish. It could be maybe there's something going on where it's not adding up. That's all I'm saying.
He's saying the math isn't mathing. James.
What it is you're used to speaking to left-wing Jews that have a loyalty to a foreign country. That's the best way for me to explain it to you. Even the most right-wing ones that you spoke to are loyal to a foreign nation.
I'll put it to you like this. There is no Jew you can point
to. If you want me to describe it best, because I believe in God and all the stuff, but it's like very second. It's fairy tale stuff to me. I believe the republic and the concrete structure of reality, and that's more important than the fairy tale stuff of my faith.
Let me give you an example.
That is kind of a Jewish position. Hyper materialistic.
So let me give you an example, right? So someone like Noam Chomsky or Marianne Williamson or Jill Stein, right? They're not culturally Jewish. So they have a variety of opinions that does not align with Jewish thinking or whatever the case may be. But if you attach anybody, you name the Jewish person. If they are religiously Jewish or culturally Jewish, you could walk a straight line to what all their beliefs are. You name the Jew. And I'm saying, I would love for somebody to point out to me a Jewish person that we can point to, that we know, that has the same position, that is culturally Jewish, ethnically Jewish, and all the Jews, and like he just said. I guarantee you can't find.
Yeah, I think you're saying that they're hard set, like, even if they're culturally or religiously Jewish. I've met some in real life that deviate, not as much as James, but they'll deviate on certain positions.
Yeah, but I'm talking about his position.
Yeah, I think it may just come down to a sense of interpretation. I do have an arrogance about myself, so when I hear things like the rabbi said, I just think, like, who the fuck is that? And that's one thing that they don't like, is that I just kind of dismiss a lot of the things that I'm told. So they will tell you, yeah, that I don't fit in their category 100%. But that's fine. I mean, hey, I'm an individual thinker. I'm an American. That's what we do. Individualism, baby.
Yeah, this is interesting. Okay, so you said if America went to war against Israel because they felt or perceived what the Israelis were doing as terrorism, right? Do you think, if you were like ordered to go by draft, how would you go, James?
I would in fact volunteer. I wouldn't even need drafted.
to attack your fellow Jewish sisters and brothers?
Those aren't my fellow Jewish nothing. That's just a foreign country, a foreign people that I don't know.
Yeah, this how Oppie is. This is skeptical as fuck, dude.
Just like they've named themselves what? Israel? Any country can name themselves Israel. There's little towns all across America that's called Israel. Am I going to go fight for them now?
He's not.
Is there?
I'm not sure if you're aware, but most of Israel's inhabited by this ultra-Orthodox group called the Chabad group, and it's a very it's a cult essentially. They believe that Chabad Lubavitch is going to come back from the dead and save them. He's their Jesus. So what you call Jews over there, they're not even the same thing as what I.
Oh shit.
Hey, but if he wasn't cultural or religiously Jew, like, what does it matter? He's still a Jew.
Wait, what's your question?
I said if he wasn't culturally or religiously Jew, like, what does it matter? He's still a Jew.
No, it matters. I literally gave. That's why I gave examples like Noam Chomsky, Marion Williamson, Jill Stein, like ones that are not culturally Jewish, ones that are not, they don't abide by any of that stuff. They always have a different politic. Like it's they don't put Israel first. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't do any of that stuff. They operate like an American.
So you could put him in the box with Noam Chomsky.
No, because this man is culturally and religiously Jewish. That's what makes the distinction.
Hey, Ariel, are you there? Ariel? Wait, is that Ariel from that be fighting against Black Rabbi?
Yep.
Ariel, you there? Alright, I'm just make sure people, are next to their phone, so I'm about to start moving people that's not there. Big Rex, are you there? Yeah, I'm about to move him. Yisrael, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Ariel, are you there? I'm about to move him. Carl?
Yeah, I'm here.
James?
Yep, of course.
Dap, are you there? Dappa, are you there? Gotta move him.
What up, Danny?
Dappa was there. He just was kind of quiet.
Also, wait, what's up, Alonzo? Sorry.
Okay, no, I just make sure everybody was there.
Stage of 27. Fast det bara Robert här inne. No, that's late. No, that's okay for my son. Ibrahim and Hanan.
Just living in Israel, and you happen to be Black American as well. So I'm just curious, who would you fight for or with if those two countries went to war against each other?
None. They would have to force them to fight.
Mm-hmm. Wait, say it again, brother.
None. No,
wait,
none.
Hold on, Dapper. Hold on. This for Ariel. Ariel?
Israel.
Wait, so you would fight for Israel against your Black American sisters and brothers?
I will fight against all Americans.
He's in their country, so be a little. I wouldn't expect him to say anything different on their side.
Yeah, but he's not a citizen of that country.
No, but he's right though. Safety wise.
You're not a citizen of Israel. What's going on?
Wait, you became a citizen, Ariel?